back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. So I asked you guys to send over questions through my Instagram stories, which has that really cool feature where you can ask a question where it's anonymous if I post the question, but I know who sent it, so don't go sending anything all crazy because the person knows who sent it. So in an effort for me to let you guys know me a little bit better, because I feel like sometimes when I do videos, I'm very like, doing videos has been interesting for me, because when I started out I felt like I had to be like all, you know, professional and, you know, and slowly but surely I'm starting to be a little more loose, but not like all the way loose. So in an effort to help you get to know me a little bit better, because I feel like, you know, it's easier to take skincare advice or beauty advice or, you know, things like that from someone that you know, as the American people elected George W. Bush because they felt like they could have a beer with him. So I don't drink beer. I can barely drink half a glass of wine, but this is my way of me letting you know more about me. So I'm going to go through the answers to those questions. Some of the questions are, you know, pretty basic, you know, what do I wear, blah, blah, blah kind of questions, which I really love. And then some of them get a little bit personal. So let's get right into it. So, first question is, what kind of clothing / accessories do you splurge on versus find deals and sales? So this is a great question. Thank you so much for asking. I would say your name, but we're gonna stay under the cloak of anonymity. It's an easier word to write than say. But okay, so for me, I love clothes, I love accessories, but I also don't like having a lot of things. So, well, now I don't like having a lot of things. If you talked to me 10 years ago, it might have been a different story. But what I tend to splurge on are things that I know I'm gonna wear pretty often, that I'm gonna wear, that I want to last me for years to come. I also may splurge on something because a lot of times I get like fashion inspiration from Pinterest, and I'll put like a bunch of things like street style and those kind of things together on a board. And if I see something, a style of something that I really love and that nobody is really doing very well, you know, in a, like say like under $100, I will then, depending on how important it is to me or how much I'm like, oh my God, that is the item, I'll probably, you know, fork up a couple extra coin for it. But like anything that's like super trendy or like an it item or like all the other bloggers have it, I'll probably go try and find a knockoff. Oh, next question said, can I be all up in the video? This is actually from one of my blogger friends. And yeah, I would love, next time I do one of these Q&As, I would love for you guys to send video questions in, because I just think those are so cool. I'm just trying to remember which YouTuber's video I was watching and she did that. I think it might have been either like Makeup Shayla or maybe Patricia Bright. I can't remember, but one of the like really cool YouTubers did one, and she had people video in. Oh, it might have been Edie Cell. Whoever it was really cool, and I would love to do that because, like, when I'm on Insta stories, you guys crack me up. I hope I crack you up, so I want y'all to be all up in the video. Okay, so next question: how old are you? How old do you think I am? The funny thing with me is I've never like hid my age, so like you can find it. But what's weird about age, and maybe we can do like a whole video on it at another time, to talk about it in depth. Yeah, we'll do a video down the line. I've never felt like a thing about like my age. I'm not old. I'm still young, obviously, but a friend of mine who is my age said that she never says her age because she feels like you won't get work because people think of you as a certain age, because there's certain things that people think when they think a certain age, which has some truth to it, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to buy into that. But then I'm also like, I want to work in this town again. So we'll have another video about age and things like that, and we'll talk about it more. Okay, so next question, will you be trying the KKW each lipsticks? I'm conflicted. So she has a typo in here, but I'm assuming that she means like the, Kim Kardashian, KKW or Kylie, or, to be honest with you, I get conflicted with the Kardashians. I pay them no mind now. I don't, like, there's certain things that they do that annoy me, like the whole, like, cultural appropriation, the idiocy with, you know, taking from black culture and not really, like, you know, like the whole Paul Mooney, everybody want to be black, but don't nobody want to be black thing. I feel like Kim is doing slightly better. I don't follow everything they do, so I try not to speak on things where I don't know, like, the full story. Because your perception of something can be totally different from the reality. I feel like maybe Kim is doing better. Maybe she's, like, trying. I don't know. I'm not, like, opening, you know, her into my life with open arms or anything like that. But I say all that to say that I don't buy the Kardashians products or anything like that. I have bought a Kylie lip kit for my niece because she, like, really wanted it. And you know, like, when they were launching them and then, like, everything would be sold out really fast. She kept missing it. I happened to be on at the time when they were selling them. And I got her a lip kit against my, you know, like because you know, I wanted my niece to be happy. But I don't know if that she even still wears that lip kit. This was like maybe 2 years ago. My niece is, you know, out of that phase now, so. But no, I will not be trying the KKW lipsticks, colors, anything. So next question, are you a matte or glossy girl? Now, with makeup, and maybe you guys may have noticed, I go through phases. So I'll go hard for something, like every day, like, you know, this is what I want to wear, this is what I wear. And it comes out of convenience because, like, if I'm in a rush, which I usually am in a rush because I got a lot of stuff going on over here, I'll just put the same makeup look on because it's easy and it's quick. So right now, I'm definitely a glossy girl, but before that, I was like all matte everything. So at one point, I'm probably going to be over the gloss and get back into the matte, plus fall's coming, we'll see. But for now, she's glossy. Okay. So next question, what do you think is an ideal height for pumps? That's a great question. I also think that's very subjective. Myself personally, I know I say me, myself personally a lot, but me, I like a high pump, a high pump? I like a high heel because I love the way it elongates and I love the way it looks with, like, my outfits and stuff, but I'm not someone that's gonna be wearing heels all day. Because, you know, so I typically would prefer something more comfortable. Like if I'm walking around, like I'm at the point where I'm like, look, man, I got ailments, my back, I injured my back a couple of years ago. It bothers me off and on. I'm not trying to, like, further injure my back for the sake of fashions. So I will wear a Croc to walk around and be comfortable. And then I'll, you know, when it's time to strut and slay, I will bring out the heel. But I'm pretty sure that, like, an orthopedist would say that maybe like 2 to 3 inches is probably the max that you should go. But if you're going to wear a high heel, you want to definitely switch it out. Like if you're going to be wearing a high heel, you're going to an event or something like that, like, you know, wear that for a couple of hours, but then switch into your flats because you do not want to mess up your feet. Like, you need your feet, girl. Okay, so next question. Have you done a video on the correct undergarments? Maybe you have. I can't remember. I haven't. See, sometimes I have ideas for videos, and I'm like, oh, I should do a video on this, but I never think, like, I get stuck on how to present it. Because, you know, sometimes I feel like just straight up talking to the camera can be a little boring sometimes. And then I finally got a wide angle lens. So that's kind of what held me up from doing certain kind of videos, because I didn't have the proper lens. Because, like, you wouldn't be able to see me, which is why I'm doing, like, a lot of try-on hauls and things like that now. Because, look what I did to this magazine. Which is why I'm doing a lot of try-on hauls now, because I just got a wide-angle lens, and those things are expensive. I think I paid maybe about $500 for the wide-angle lens at Best Buy. Anyway, I say all that to say that when I want to do certain videos, I kind of think of how can I make this look interesting in a video. So if I can come up with a way to make a proper undergarment video look interesting and be easy to film, I'll do a video. Otherwise, I'll just do a blog post because that's even easier. Oh my God, it is, girl, I'm like 2 seconds away from just putting this fan on and just being like, you know, whatever with the noise. So the next question, can you achieve the look of airbrush foundation without an airbrush? yes, you can. But, so the key is in the foundation formula, and a lot of brands are coming out with these foundations that are very pigmented and very full coverage without it looking heavy, or like, you know, like how full coverage foundations would look back in the day. They'd be like super heavy, greasy looking. So the key is definitely in the foundation finish, and it's also in the application. But you want to start with a good base first and foremost, because if there are a lot of issues going on with your skin, and I'm very careful when I talk about certain things like that, because one, I don't want to offend anyone, and it's not like because I'm scared, but because I genuinely don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or want somebody to feel bad. Because when I was younger, people used to make fun of me, say whatever that came to the front of their mind, and talk about my looks and stuff like that, and that did not feel good. So that's something that I carry with me now, that I don't ever want anyone to not feel good about how they look, or what clothes they're wearing, or what makeup they're wearing. I want you to enjoy yourself, because life is way too short. But I want to be careful and be sensitive, because, you know, people who have skin issues, you know, certain skin issues that they deal with every day, like it's a lot to go through for some people. So if you have certain skin texture issues, your skin is not going to look you're not going to get that as airbrushed finish as you're looking for. There are things that you can do. There are certain procedures that you can get to deal with the texture, and we could talk about that in a different video. Maybe I'll get Dr. Henry to talk about that. But you can use certain primers, certain blurring primers. There are a lot of blurring primers out now that can kind of help to cover up that texture and help diminish the look of your pores. It's not going to get rid of your pores, but it'll make them not look as apparent. But in short, it is possible to get that airbrush look without using an airbrush. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen, and I follow a lot of celebrity makeup artists because I'm a stalker and I love them, but I haven't seen anyone use an airbrush machine in quite some time. So a lot of people are really banging out these airbrush looks by hand and making sure you have the right tools. You want it to be seamless. You know, we should probably do a video on that, so we'll talk about that. Okay, so next question. How do you get press samples? I have been working to build my network with companies. So this is probably a question I get asked a lot. Oh God. Whew, so hot. This is probably a question that I get asked a lot. And this is another question I'm very careful how I answer, because it's tricky. So for one, a lot of people think that in order to have a successful blog or Instagram page or YouTube channel or whatever it is, that you have to have companies sending you product all the time. That is so false. A lot of us beauty bloggers, YouTubers, Instagrammers, when we first started out, because we had a love for whatever the topic is that we're talking about, we had the stuff. So if you love makeup and you want to start a channel or a blog or what have you, and you want to talk about products, start with what you have first. You'd be amazed at how much you can talk about and how creative you can get with content talking about the stuff that you already have. Now, the atmosphere now, where brands are giving samples to influencers, is definitely much better than it was when I started out. When I started out, I think I was blogging for like at least 2 years before anyone even gave me so much as a lipstick. But nowadays, things are very different. You can go on, like a lot of brands now are communicating through Instagram direct message. So you can, without even knowing the brand's emails, like I would say, you know, try to find their email and contact the site and contact the brand. Typically you can find their press contact information by going on the site and filling out a contact form, or sometimes they have the information right there on their site. But again, a lot of brands are communicating through Instagram direct message, so you can send a direct message to your brand. Please be professional. I'm not saying the person that asked this question wouldn't be professional. I'm just saying in general, please be professional. It's still, and I've seen some horrible things, because not only have I worked on the influencer side, I sometimes also freelance with brands and help them with their marketing and some of their influencer outreach. And some of the emails that I get back from people and the way people communicate is just horrible. So please be professional. Introduce yourself. You may want to send them maybe 2 to 3 links of content that you've done before. And if it's content you've done for their brand, even better. That's a win. If not, then, you know, just kind of show them, like, here's an example of what I can do. And, you know, see what they say back. Now, not every brand is going to respond back, and don't take that as like a diss or a slight. Sometimes some of these brands have so many people contacting them, and sometimes these brands don't have a full staff that is just, you know, available to handle PR requests or you know, samples and things like that. So, and then you also want to build up a following. Like, a brand is not interested in sending product to someone who just started their Instagram account like 2 weeks ago, and it looks like all they're doing is looking for free samples. Okay, so next question. Tell me one best foundation. I mean, the best is beep, just one. Now, girl, asking me for one best foundation is like asking a mama who is her favorite child. So see, the reason why I really can't answer a question like this is because best foundation is so subjective. Because we have different skin types, we have different coverage needs, we have different makeup styles. So what I like, and I think is my best foundation, which if I had to think, the foundation that I've used the most within the last maybe like 4 to 5 years is the Cover FX Total Cover Cream. You hear cream in the name and you think like, oh my God, it's not for oily skin, but it's made for oily skin. I can use it year round. Cover FX has come out with a bunch of foundations after that I really love, like the Custom Cover Drops and the Power Play Foundation. The Power Play Foundation I can only use when it's warm out. I have oily skin, but that foundation is like super like, I can only use it in the summer or whenever it's hot. And then I also really like the Dior Face and Body Foundation, which just came out recently, which I'm wearing right now. But yeah, girl, and I'm not even trying to say like, trying to be like cute or anything with that, but there's just so much that goes into a foundation for me to say which one is the best one, because we're all different. So next question, how do you feel about YouTube drama channels and YouTube drama generally? So with me and drama, I try to stay away from drama because I am one of those people that believe that what you know, spend your time looking at and reading and getting yourself involved in comes back to you. Like, if you've ever read The Secret, if you think positive things will come back to you, but then if you think negative things will come back to you. So I always try to stay away from drama because I'm like, I don't need none of that crap coming back to bite me in the behind. So I try to stay away from it. But some of these drama channels are entertaining. And when I look at them, I look at it from like an entertainment standpoint. I try not to read the comments because people in the comments can get very nasty. And like when they start going like really getting really personal, like talking about this one's hair or this one's makeup or this one's outfit or just stuff like that just seems like so nasty to me. So I try to, you know, take a break from that and try not to like read that kind of stuff because it's just too much. But like I said, some of the channels are very entertaining, like Here for the Tea, Sanders Kennedy, Petty Page. They're very entertaining, but I consume it in very small, I try to consume it in very small amounts. Lately, I've been watching them a lot lately because there's a lot of YouTube beauty drama and the funny thing is most of the people they talk about I've never heard of because I just recently really started watching YouTube videos within the last like 2 to 3 years when I started this channel. Because to be honest, what's funny is when I come on YouTube, I mostly watch Walking Dead fan videos. What else do I watch? I get stuck on a lot of those Watch Mojo top 10 list videos. Like those will always get me. Like that will come up in my suggested and I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch that. And what else do I like to watch? I like to watch entertaining things, like things that have, like I like watching Funky Dineva when he talks. I don't even watch the shows that Funky Dineva talks about, but I like to watch his channel and hear his point of view. I like Julesy, but these aren't drama channels, so I went off topic there. But anyway, so when I come on YouTube, I usually don't like, I'm typically not gonna watch a beauty tutorial because, not to say that it's not interesting to me, because some people make some really amazing beauty tutorials like Jackie Aina, and I like to watch Makeup Shayla, and I like to watch, a lot of people do their makeup. But I'll typically watch a makeup video if somebody's like telling me a story with it. Because I do makeup all the time, so when I'm watching YouTube, I want a release, so I want to watch something different than what I do sometimes. But yeah, this current drama, what's the girl's name? Laura Lee, like that one, because that one hit gossip. It hit, like, everybody was talking about that. And it's unfortunate. And the funny thing is, like, like, you gotta watch what you put out there. First of all, okay, can we stop being racist, number one? And the fact that all of the things that are coming back to bite people in the behind, the racist, racial comments that they said before, it's like, can y'all leave black people alone? Like, can we be left alone for a second? Like, can we, like, it's crazy. It's like people again, like, it's like Paul Mooney says, people want to be black, but don't nobody want to be black. Because it's like, all right, it's cool when you're like taking, you know, hip hop lingo and, you know, and you're like spicing it up, or you're doing like boxer braids and things like that. But then where the brunt of your jokes, your racial jokes, like, anyway, that Laura Lee child, like, so much stuff is spiraling out of control for her. She's getting dropped by brands. I don't like to see people lose things, but sometimes people need to have that sharp lesson learned. Like, this is not cool, and I'm glad to see that brands are coming out and saying that they don't stand for it, because there's another generation of people watching, and I need those people to understand, not just those people, I need everybody to understand that you can't just be throwing out these racial comments and thinking you're gonna get away from it. So that's my take on that. Okay, so next question. Morning, Danielle, do you have a social media calendar you use for creating content? So, I love that she said morning. I just love that. But, yes, so I do and I don't have a social media calendar. So, for instance, I have an idea of what I want to post for the month and what kind of videos that I want to put out. But I'm also a very spontaneous person, so I may see something that inspires me, or somebody might say something or ask me a question. I'm like, oh, I should do a post on that. So, I kind of have a social calendar, but I'm not strict with it. So it leaves me room for, you know, spontaneous moments when I'm like, oh my God, I should do a post on, I don't know, lightweight foundations for September or something like that. Okay, next question. Have you tried any crayon case cosmetics? I would love one of your thorough reviews. I have not, and I keep hearing so many amazing things about them. I will check it out and you might see it down the line. Next question. Why you keep posting stuff you know I'll buy? LOL. Hashtag QTNA, which is questions that need answers. Like, let me tell you something. So yeah, so the thing is, I am just as easily influenced as some of you guys might be. Like, the day that they put Instagram ads in feeds, like, I think that they had me in mind. Like, yo, we need to put these ads in these feeds because this girl is going to be influenced by it. So I get easily influenced by things too. And I think it's like a testament that, like, how much that I'm so happy and so blessed and thankful to be able to do something that I love, because I genuinely, like, really love a lot of things. And, you know, the things that I like that I think you might like, I like to share that with you. So it's not intentional, but I just happen to like things and want to share. Okay, so next question. Know of any big boob petite bloggers? I'm a 32I and I need to learn how to dress. So I would say I'm definitely not petite. I am 5'9". I'm definitely not anybody's petite, but I do have a video on how to dress if you have big boobs, which you should definitely check out. Now I'm trying to think without sounding like a creep. I'm like, which petite blogs do I follow that got big boobies? Rose Dadu Chic, I'll leave her information in the description box. Make sure you check her out. She's someone I know that's quite petite and quite busty. Like, I feel like a creep. Like, I'm like, but anyway, check her out. She dresses super cute, and she also talks about, you know, buying dresses and things like that for being petite and being quite busty. If I think of any others, or if you guys know of any others, leave them in the comments, because people want to know who the petite, busty bloggers are, so drop their names in the comments. Like, links to their social, their blogs, YouTube channels, if you have that. Matte bronzers for darker skin. For that, I will leave a link to... Did I do a bronzer video? I think I did do a bronzer video. So I'll leave a link to that, as well as I know I definitely did a blog post on bronzers for dark skin, so you can check that out. And then I believe this is the last question. How in the world do you keep track of all the beauty products that work? So overwhelming. Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes, like, if somebody asks me a question about a product that I might have reviewed like years ago, Like, I don't remember if I liked something, just because like my brain, I guess the way my brain works, I guess like memory or whatever, like I'll remember that I really love something. But sometimes if it was years ago, sometimes I even have to kind of like look at my old review to kind of refresh my memory. And another way that I kind of keep track of what works is I do a lot of like guides and things like that on the blog. I am so sweaty. I don't even know. Like, my legs are drenched. I do a lot of guides, so I'm always like, you know, top of mind. And then when new things come out, I try them out because I'm like, I don't want to be talking about the same things all the time because something new and better might have come out. So yeah, it's basically being able to refresh my notes, refresh my memory by going back on my old blog posts or videos. Okay, so now that I've sat here and talked and have sweated all through my clothes, we are done here with these questions. So thank you so much to those of you who submitted questions. I would love to do one of these again later down the line, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and you're watching my Instagram stories so you can submit questions. And then while you're there, follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all the other stuff too. Thanks so much to everybody who submitted questions. But if you have more questions, leave them below. Maybe I'll do a follow-up Q&A video answering those questions. I thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you follow me on social media. I'll have the links in the description box. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.